streetlights flickered, casting long, skeletal shadows that danced across the damp pavement. It was well past midnight, the kind of hour when the city exhales a quiet dread. Sarah shivered, pulling her jacket tighter, not entirely from the chill. Her friend, Maya, walked beside her, their footsteps echoing unnervingly in the deserted street. They were only a few blocks from Sarah's apartment, a familiar route, but tonight it felt alien, predatory. As they passed a gaping, unlit parking lot, a figure detached itself from the inky blackness. A woman, standing unnaturally still, her face obscured by the gloom. Sarah's breath hitched. The woman hadn't emerged from a side street or a building. She'd simply been there, waiting. Sarah remembered seeing a lone woman a block ahead, also walking alone, who had passed by without incident. This woman, however, had her gaze fixed on Sarah. "Excuse me," the woman's voice was surprisingly soft, a silken thread woven with an unnerving intensity. "I think you're so beautiful. I want to know your name." Sarah and Maya exchanged a bewildered glance. The words hung in the air, heavy with an unspoken wrongness. Was all Sarah could manage. "I promise I'm not being weird," the woman insisted, her voice now tinged with a desperate urgency. She took a tentative step forward. "Please, I just really want to know your name." The demand, so fervent, so out of place, jolted Sarah from her stupor. A cold dread, deeper than the night air, coiled in her stomach. "No, thank you," she said, her voice firmer than she expected. She grabbed Maya's arm, and they quickened their pace, their hearts pounding against their ribs. Sarah couldn't resist looking back. The woman was still there, but now, across the street, a car idled, its engine a low growl. A man sat in the driver's seat, his silhouette sharp against the faint dashboard lights. He and the woman were both looking directly at them. Then, with a fluid, unnatural grace, the woman slid into the passenger seat, and the car accelerated, its tires spitting gravel as it sped away into the darkness. Sarah's mind raced, piecing together the fragmented, terrifying reality. The woman wasn't just a stranger with an odd pickup line. She was bait. The man, lurking in the shadows, waiting. They had spotted them from down the block, calculated their approach. He'd sent her out, a whispered promise of beauty and anonymity to lure them in. Her urgency, her desperate plea for a name, it wasn't about admiration. It was about ownership, about gathering information, about closing the trap. Sarah's apartment was just around the corner, a beacon of supposed safety that now felt miles away. The image of the woman's intense gaze, the man's silent watchfulness, was seared into her mind. They were still out there, and they knew where Sarah lived. The night, which had seemed merely dark before, now felt vast and teeming with unseen dangers, waiting to reclaim its lost prey.